Alright, this is exactly what I was talking about. I knew we were hitting that part of the show, or this season, where things are starting to go down. It is starting to get to that point. And I love that point because the intensity is building. It's like, what's going to happen next? You don't know. Kind of freaking out about it, just a little bit. So yeah, really, really exciting episode. Because this is the first really mainly story episode that we've gotten that was really exciting. Like the other mainly story episode we got was the one where we had the flashbacks about Elektra. That one was just need to know how Matt met Elektra, so here's the story. This one was mainly story. They did have one fight scene between Elektra and the guy that was trying to kill her, but that was it. There weren't really any other fight scenes, so it was mainly a story episode. But it was so intense because of what's going on. The Punisher is out, and so they all get called into the DA. She finally admits all of her wrongdoings to them just before she gets shot to hell. I couldn't believe they just killed her off. 10th episode. I forgot. Title of this, The Man in the Box. Not sure if that's a reference to the song. Anyway. But, Wilson Fisk is the man in the box right now. But yeah, they just killed her off. Just like that. It was just... you hear a gun cocking. Matt's like, get down! Pushes Foggy out of the way, tackles Karen, and she just... And I'm just like, oh my god, she's dead. It came out of nowhere. Really out of nowhere. So that happens. I don't know who's behind it. It could be the Kingpin. It could be the Kingpin trying to kill off all these people, making it look like the Punisher did it. I don't know. Maybe it's the blacksmith. Maybe he knows the Punisher got let out, so he's doing this to try to get him back in. Anyway, somebody is shooting up places just like the Punisher was doing, except it's a bit more random and it's targeting not bad people, but people that were involved with Frank Castle. The DA killing his family, the Emmy that falsified the documents. So I don't know. The victimology is weird, and then they try to kill Karen in her home. I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, what's the plan here? Who's trying to kill these people? Why are they trying to kill these specific people? What is the plan? I don't get it. Anyway, but yeah, they do. Karen's kind of saying this isn't his style. This isn't like him. So they kind of feel like, okay, so it clearly looks like it's him, but Karen's saying it's not him. So likely, it's not going to be him. Sure enough, he shows up just in time to save her from getting attacked. So hopefully in the next episode we'll get a bit more about that and what's going on there. They show a little bit of Elektra in this one. I feel like this is mainly setting up for kind of a showdown between her and Stick because he sent a guy to come kill her. The interesting thing though that happens here is that the guy takes out these weapons, and it's the weapons that Elektra's known for. I don't even know what they're called, but they're like the little mini trident looking things. I'm going to look up what this is called because it's going to bother me if I don't look it up. And I just call them mini tridents. I don't want to seem really stupid, but I do not know what they're called. Sais. Okay. SAI, Sai. Got it. So he's using the Sais, and she kills him and takes them. So this is where she gets her weapons from. So that was the interesting thing there. But kind of figured that whenever he's attacking her, I'm like, okay, he's probably not the Hand. And whenever she said, tell the Hand, I have no part in this, I'm like, he's not from the Hand, now that she's assuming that. And sure enough, he's like, the Hand didn't send me. I'm just like, it was Stick, wasn't it? Stick did. I'm just like, yeah, okay. So clearly not happy about her choosing Matt over him. So yeah, that was it felt like it was thrown in there, so there's still story for her. So she's not just leaving. Now she really does have a reason to stay. Um, that was it for her story. You got, Daredevil calls the police to that place that he fought Nobu in the last episode. They come and find these people that have been drained, take them to the hospital, and Matt has Claire start treating them before they die. And at one point, I think his name is Stan, the guy that was working with the Yakuza that Matt stole the key card off of earlier in the season. His son wakes up, and by the way he's acting, like something's not right with that kid. Like something is very wrong here. And sure enough, whenever the hands start, their attack on the hospital, Claire goes into the room, and all of them are just standing there, like something out of a horror movie. They're just standing there, blank expressions on their faces. Stan is cut up and dead. I'm just like, what are these people? What is going on? People who've read the comics may be like, oh, they're doing this. I have no clue. But it's kind of exciting. I'm just like, what is going to happen? What are these people? So yeah, very, very weird thing there. Clearly they have been brainwashed in some way. But yeah, the main thing is just it's setting up for this next episode. It's setting up for the hands attacking the hospital. Matt is about to take them all on his own. Foggy's inside the hospital with a gunshot. Luckily, it was just a shoulder wound, so it'll be fine. But it's all building up. And meanwhile, Karen just got saved by the Punisher, and now she's with him as somebody tries to go on a rampage that makes it look like the Punisher's rampage. It's all going on at the same time, and you got Elektra thrown in there. So it kind of feels like you don't really know what's going to happen next. They're really doing a good job of not making it so straightforward, not focusing on one story. They're like, alright, we got this storyline, we got this storyline, and we got this storyline. And they do a good job of telling each one. They don't rush anyone, they don't tell too much information for it. They do a very good job of pacing it. They do a very good job of explaining, just so we're not lost. But this one scene that really, really stood out for me is when Matt went to visit Wilson Fisk in the prison. It was a very, very good scene. First of all, Matt knows that Fisk is behind the Punisher's release, so he goes to talk to him. He starts threatening Veronica. I'm just like, Matt, you may not want to do that. You embarrassed me in front of her. Yeah. Busts out of the handcuffs, starts slamming his head on the table. It's like, don't mention her name. And I'm like, oh my god, Matt's gonna die. Because he can't, start whipping out his Daredevil powers, or else Fisk's gonna be like, oh, so you're the devil of Hell's Kitchen. I'm coming for you, devil. So yeah, it was kind of an intense scene, because really wasn't sure where it was going, and Matt did land a blow. He's just like, the son of a boxer. But his little speech was really, really intense, and part of what I really enjoyed about Fisk's character in the first season is that it feels like he's a normal guy, but when he explodes, you don't want to be anywhere near him. He's worse than anybody on Call of Duty when they rage. Those game ragers. That's not. Anyway, the raging gamers. They are nothing compared to Wilson Fisk. When Bruce Banner gets mad, that's the only person who I fear more getting mad than Wilson Fisk getting mad. He is scary, and this scene just really captured that essence again, and really brought back memories of, that's what I loved about his character. But the kind of interesting thing is, after that whole thing, he's kind of, they have him in the prison, sitting there listening to the classical music, because all the great psychopaths do. He's eating steak, drinking wine, and all of a sudden he, touches his lip. It's like, Miguel. And one of the guys turns, get me Matt Murdock's file. I'm just like, oh no. Just the look on his face, it seems like I recognize that punch. You know, like, he knows now that there's more to Matt Murdock than meets the eye. Um, Even though, at first I thought they were just going to kind of, after Matt hit him, I was like, be careful, don't reveal your identity. But then he's like, son of a boxer. And I'm like, oh, okay, so there is a reason why he hit him. He wasn't just doing it stupidly. He knew that Wilson Fisk had done his homework too, so he hit him knowing that he would know that he's the son of a boxer and he can hit and blah, blah, blah. But then Fisk is like, really seems like he wants, it seems like he knows more than he's letting on. It seems like he's not just, oh yeah, he's the son of a boxer and letting it go. He really wants to find out. He really did hit better than a blind guy should. It kind of does raise some questions for him. So I like the fact that, it feels very natural. The show does a good job of that. It feels, most of the stuff that happens feels like it's natural. The relationship between Matt and Karen felt very natural. The Punisher, at first rejecting Kingpin's plan, his arrangement as he called it, it felt very natural for Punisher's character. In this case, him knowing about Matt and him figuring this out, at first it didn't occur to him. Because why would it? You get hit by somebody who you know his dad was a boxer, you get hit by him, your mind just instantly goes, ah. But then when you really start thinking about it, it's like, wait, he really hit well for a blind guy. He made me bleed. How is that possible? And so the wheels start turning. So it feels natural. It feels like something that would actually happen in this situation, that he wouldn't just instantly connect the dots like, oh, well, he hits very well for a blind guy, and the Daredevil guy wore a mask over his face, so how could he see unless he couldn't see? That would just be way too fast. So I like the fact that it's sort of building. He's slowly connecting the dots. Whereas Matt making the leap to Wilson Fisk was understandable because, Punisher was transferred to Cell Block D. Wilson Fisk is there. That was a bit easier to connect the dots than a blind guy hits you. Oh, he must be Daredevil. It's just that's a dot that doesn't get connected very easily. So I like the fact that they're showing him sort of processing it, thinking through it. After his rage stops, he really is a smart guy. So I like the fact that we're seeing that side of him. But yeah, it's a very good episode. Really builds up the intensity for the next one. A lot of good shows do that. They have an episode that not a whole lot of action happens in it, but there's a lot of build up to the intensity for the next episode. And that's what this felt like. It felt like not a whole, there were a couple intense moments with the shooting and an Elektra's fight, but those were a few moments in an almost hour-long episode, but it feels like it was building up for the next episode. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see what the next episode holds. Let me know what you think down in the comments. What are you excited to see? What do you think about Fisk and Punisher and all that stuff? Opinions, stuff like that. Obviously, if you've watched past this and you're watching these reviews, then don't spoil anything. But give your opinions about what you think might happen next. And leave a like and subscribe for more Daredevil. See you at the next review. Peace out.